Achieved with CryEngine.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dying times here.
Hello.
Oh my gosh, it's Corsair. Oh my gosh. I haven't seen you in too long.
It's only been a few days.
It was more than that and it hurts. How are you?
I'm alright. Been watching movies with my son since he's having the nights off from his training for a couple days.
That's great. That's probably a better use of your time than being with me dying over and over again. I'm not going to say it is. I'm just saying it. There's a possibility. There's a high probability. Okay, it's almost certainly better.
Yeah, we've been. He talked me into getting Apple TV or whatever and
yeah.
watching shows on it.
I've been watching Foundation.
Not yet. That's next, I think.
There you go. It's actually pretty good. I haven't seen the newer season.
3 weeks, I think.
Yeah, I haven't had time to watch anything for a long time, so I'm way behind on everything.
We saw Silo.
Oh, is Silo good? I don't know if I've seen that.
Silo's good. We're watching Invasion now, and it seems pretty good.
Is that the one with?
There's a lot of people in it I don't know. So.
Is that the one with the creatures that come out of the mist, kind of on the screen and draw things?
These black things.
Yeah, inky things. Like.
Yeah.
That was pretty fun. Does it have what's her name in it from Enchanted?
I don't know that I've ever.
And
seen
Leap
Enchanted.
Year, and they're rom-coms. Enchant is a Disney kind of live-action fairy tale sort of thing.
What do I need to do?
I don't know why I can't remember her name all of a sudden because I think she's adorable and a great actress. Are you going to drop with me?
I am in Star Citizen.
Oh no, I don't even have that installed yet. I finally got my accounting software installed and tried to get a bunch of I've got 3 years of taxes I'm trying to get done, and so I'm trying to find as much downloadable data as I can so I don't have to enter a lot of it by hand. I'm not looking forward to that. Okay, so I'm dropping alone. It's a cold, hard universe. I want to get Star Citizen installed again. I want to get MechWarrior 5 installed again. I just am still getting all my software moved over and installed and stuff. I just found another one tonight. Like, oh, that uses an iLock key for authorization verification of your license, which means I have to find my iLock dongle, and I have to get my iLock account, make sure I can get into that so I can manage the keys so then I can install that software. And I go to the software company, and it's like they don't even show me as owning anything. So then I have to go find the email where I bought the program, and then I have to send them an email message. There goes a half hour, saying, I need my software.
Ooh. Did I do it?
Did you? Have you?
Okay, so where is the freight elevator? Right there.
Oh. Did Hellbringer apologize for going crazy on us the other night?
Not to me.
Oh, he apologized to me. He said he was going to apologize to you.
thing he said to me was, Dark needs a co-pilot. And I was watching the show with my son.
He felt bad that he kind of went off.
He kind of went off.
Yeah, he did.
Okay. I have landed. I have 10 crates of cargo to unload.
God, she's still talking.
Effie?
Yeah. She's woken me up 2 or 3 times a night for the last 4 nights in a row. I'm just really tired, so I won't be on very long tonight anyway. Just I thought I'd get on a little bit.
Yeah, you weren't on very long last night either.
I don't think I was even on last night. I think I bailed.
I saw you.
What? I didn't stream.
No, I saw you on Discord.
I wasn't even up here. That's weird.
Yeah, I saw you on the channel. What do I need to do? Oh.
It was probably just, I leave Discord open a lot, so it was probably just open.
Tractor beam. So they have this new cargo thing.
Yeah.
So you could make money in Star Citizen doing cargo.
Yeah.
That's kind of neat. You actually have to deliver the cargo.
Oh, well that wouldn't be for me then, would it? I'd have to actually accomplish something. Doesn't seem to be my MO.
But this isn't in the arena, Commander. This is in the actual Star Citizen.
Warning. Warning. Main bay doors open. Please keep your hands and feet inside the vehicle at all times. Stream will begin shortly.
Wow, you can get the Hallmark Channel on Prime Video now. Wow.
I think you can get the Me TV on there also. The one I was telling you about that has all the old shows.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm pretty
I
sure.
thought Prime used to be like $120, $125 a year. Now it's like $179 or something like that. I don't want to pay that much. I get free shipping off my sister's Prime account. I just don't get the Prime shows that are free with Prime.
Oh, I just have Prime Video. I don't have a Prime account.
You don't do the Prime account. Well, Prime Video is just videos you buy, right?
No, it's shows and.
Oh, what does that
like
cost?
That. You get the TV and everything like that.
What does it cost?
I am not sure. I haven't looked at my bill in quite a while. Because I was happy with how much.
I told you how much I'm saving off my Comcast by cutting the Comcast tether, right?
Yeah.
Got my first bill today. I'm not supposed to get one for a while, but it came anyway. The day after they installed. Okay, to be fair to them, and they seem like really good people. But to be fair to them, they're trying. But I'm their first 2 gigabit customer. And they can provide 10 gigabit, but it's $300 a month.
Ooh.
One gigabit, well, that's pretty common, I think. 1 gigabit is $80 a month. And most people don't even need that. 2 gigabit, they were going to charge me an extra $20. Or maybe $115 or something like that. Then they were going to charge me $20 for the phone line, which brings it to $135 minus 10% senior discount because I'm losing my hair. It was going to be like $122 or something like that, right? For 2 gigabyte unlimited with a phone line, no cable. But I was dropping cable with Comcast anyway, and that was still going to be $170 a month. So with 1 gigabit, no, with 2 gigabit. And they were charging me $200 a month with cable, the basic cable channels. So I was like, okay, I'll bite. So I changed it. I had to buy 10 gigabit enabled router so that when they have 10 gigabit on fiber, I can have it too without changing my hardware. So I bought a $500, well, it's $400. No, it's $500 Eero Wi-Fi 7 Max router. And it has two 10 gigabit ports, so one in, one out to a switch if you want. Or I'll just take it out to my machine or something original. Man, I don't know. You need to go to my machine. Maybe I could go to my NAS with it. I don't know. It'll go to a switch eventually when I find a switch I like. Because right now I have a 1 gigabit switch is all for 8 ports. And then it has two 2.5 gigabit ports on it. And it'll do 10 gigabit across the Ethernet, hardwired, but it'll do 5 gigabit bandwidth over Wi-Fi 7. And I only have Wi-Fi 6, but still, that's pretty darn impressive for 5 gigabit Wi-Fi, right? 5 times faster than what I'm able to do right now with my 1 gigabit thing. So I think it'll last me for a few years and some other upgrades. So they get here, and I tell them, I say, before they come, I had a conversation with the sales guy, and I had a conversation with the crew that came the week before and dropped the fiber from the pole down to my house. Then the install crew was going to run it through the conduit into my data chase, where I have all my wires and stuff. And so I talked to the install crew. I talked to the tech who evaluated when they did the pole drop. And I talked to my sales guy. And each one of them I said, so you're bringing a converter to take your fiber 2 gigabit signal and turn it into a 2 gigabit Ethernet cable. So it'll go into my router that you told me I need to get, right? And they would say, yes. And then they'd say, and you have a switch? I say, I do have a switch, but it's a 1 gigabit switch, and I'll be replacing it someday with a 10 gigabit switch. And I don't have any fiber inputs on it currently. It's all Ethernet. So whatever you guys give me, it has to convert to Ethernet, 10 gigabit, preferably, or at least 2.5 gigabit.
Shoot that, man.
And so everybody said yes. And I even then the sales guy called back and he conferenced me in with their internal tech guy. Went through the same thing with them. So they show up and they hook up everything, and that all goes smoothly. And then they drop a 1 gigabit media converter, which takes your Wi-Fi signal optical. I mean, so it takes your optical in fiber and converts it to I think a 1 gigabit Ethernet port out. That's it. That's all it gives you. And I said, so how do I get 2 gigabits out of this 1 gigabit media converter? And they're like, we were told you had something we could plug directly into that was, for the fiber to get 10 gigabit or 2 gigabit, whatever you buy. I said, no, I was very specific that I don't have that and that you guys need to provide that box to get me into Ethernet so that I can go into my router that you told me to buy. I mean, I picked the router, but still I needed to have one of certain specs, right? And so they were like, man, they called the office, were saying, well, and it turns out I'm their first residential 2 gigabit customer. They have some businesses that do it. And they have a few businesses that do 10 gigabit, but not very many of those probably. So I'm their guinea pig. And I said, okay, I'm fine being your guinea pig. But the office told them that I had to buy the media converter that goes faster. And I said, well, that's not what I was told by your tech or by your sales guy. And they asked me what I had, and I told them what I had and what I needed them to bring, and they said, that's correct, that's what we'll bring.
Target spotted.
And so you didn't bring that, and I shouldn't have to pay for it because you've told me that you would provide that as part of the deal. And so
Target spotted.
It goes back and forth a little bit with the office, and then the guys out here, they're not at fault, they don't know what's going on. So then I call the sales guy, and he says, okay, I'll talk to the owner and we'll get this sorted out. So in the meantime, I sent them a link to an Amazon 10 gigabit media converter that does the same thing. The one they brought here for $20 does the same thing for $90,
Enemy base
80 bucks,
is being captured.
and it's a 10 gigabit one. Okay, great. That's all they need to get. They should have one down at their shop. If not, they should be sourcing them for half that price in bulk if they want to go after this market. I don't really care. I just know that I shouldn't have to pay for it.
Base is being
and
captured.
So
Enemy
he gets
base
back
is
to me
being
today and said,
captured.
"Yeah, we're gonna have to order you one. We looked around and we don't have one, so we'll order one. We'll pay for it." And so that's going to be taken care of. And then I get the bill. It's supposed to be free installation. I'm supposed to pay for the phone converter, which is $60, which is probably way more than it really costs. They connect that, but I don't have to pay a monthly fee for that. They just, it's a one-time buy, so that's fine. They connect that to my phone line, right? Number, and heat it up.
Need assistance. Enemy base is being captured.
For 911 and stuff.
Heat level critical. Heat level critical.
Oh, I can't get to my. Can't get to the
Airstrike.
cool
online.
shot.
Target spotted.
Shoot. Hesitant to go out here more. Here we go.
Heat level critical.
Yowza. Where was I? So I basically.
Target destroyed. Fuel
good,
at
they killed me.
25%.
I feel like I'm going to
Base is being
die.
captured.
I'm not even sure where I should be to die, but I feel like that's what's coming up for me. Oh, so I get the bill that's not supposed to come for a month the day after they're here,
Airstrike
and they charge me a
online.
$250 install fee.
Need assistance.
And they don't have the phone line on there, and they don't have the right price for the 2 gigabit. They don't even have the 2 gigabit written correctly. It's 1 gigabit plus 1 gigabit. So it looks like the office has no clue what this product tier that I'm on is, or how to bill for it, because they don't have any standard billing line items set up yet. So it's totally, they're just kind of throwing it together because the owner said, "Yeah, we can do that for him," right?
Airstrike online. Target acquired. Target destroyed.
Need assistance.
So hopefully in the next few days we'll get it sorted out, but it's pretty funny. And I really don't care. It's fine. It's just funny.
Target acquired.
Yeah, buddy.
Center torso critical damage.
Who's shooting at me? Ow. I'm dead. Oh, I was the last one. No wonder everybody's shooting at me. That makes sense. So yeah, like the install bill was like $450. It was supposed to be $60 plus. I think I had them leave me a couple of optical to Ethernet adapters that can go into a what is it? An SFP port. You can plug in an optical thing and have it adapt. And those are $20 a piece, so I figured they'd charge me $30 a piece for them or something. But those weren't even on there either. So it's kind of like, oh man, you guys. Oh, and then when they got done installing it, I did a speed test and I got 950 gigabits per second, which is what I was getting from Comcast pretty consistently. Sometimes it'd be 850 or something. And once a month, it might be pokey at around 400 gigabits, 450. And so I thought, great, we're at 950. That's where it ought to be. And this afternoon, I checked it, and it was 200. And then tonight it was 200. So it's like, half as fast as the slowest that I ever get. And so I sent the guy a message with screen caps and said, I'm thinking there's something not quite right here yet. So
You want to take a look at this cargo goodness?
Oh, sure. Let me flip over here to let me pull up my...
This is funny. I have fun doing this for some reason, though.
I only have one screen, so it's always a hassle to get anywhere.
Oh.
Live, watch stream. So you guys can't watch the stream that are watching my stream. I won't do this for long. I'll take a peek.
It's so fun.
It's not showing it to me though.
Oh, it's not?
No, it's like searching or something. But I'm on the right screen. It says it's live. That's weird. Let me close it and try it again. Watch stream. Yeah, it's not coming up.
Weird.
It shows a preview of it, but if just a single thumbnail. But if I click on it, it doesn't show the actual stream.
You click on watch stream.
Yep.
Let me
Stream failed to start. It says error 2012, having issues with your stream. The stream has ended. Now you've ended it. Now you've ended it now.
Let me try this again.
It's over. It's over. Game over, man.
Okay, there it is.
It's a dry heat. There it is. Got it now. Okay, there's a gun. Is that the cargo? Oh, it's a tractor beam gun.
Yep.
Because those are a thing. Suddenly you can pick up objects you could never pick up with your own weight by holding a little pistol. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it should be pushing me backwards.
Yeah, or dropping your hand down to the ground. It would make more sense if they had a tractor beam that went down from the bottom of the handle down to the floor, right? So that it was pushing against the floor somehow, maybe.
There's actually...
It's a cool looking ship.
One right there on the ship. I was just using that hand one because...
Do you have to open the cargo bay to use the one on the ship?
Yeah, it's on the inside here. It's got this rail it travels on.
Oh, it slides over to the middle?
Yep. It slides into the middle and
I don't see why they don't just
grab the cargo.
Don't just mount it in there. In the middle.
And then they have
it feels like they've done a good job with the detail of the world building. Okay, is this all I have to watch? Because all 5 of my people just are ready to leave.
Okay. Yep. I was just showing you that.
Yeah. You just want me to see your fancy tractor beam gun.
Yep. I just made $50,000.
What? I know.
Just doing that.
Oh, man. Anybody watching the stream right now, if you'd like to drop with me, I'm not going to drop very long, but I'd be happy to have you drop with me. Evidently, no one wants to drop with me anymore. I come in here and it's lonely and barren. It's sad and forlorn. I'm talking about my heart here. Fortunately, I thrive on rejection, so it's all good. I haven't seen Drax for a couple weeks.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in a while.
Kodo's been in a few times with me, and Blaze has been a few times. Stalker's been watching the stream, thank you. And Hateball's been in, that's true. Howdy, guys. Welcome. Hurry up and get wrecked. I don't have all day to watch me die. I know, right? I didn't mean to waste your time. I'll get right to the death. Should make agile little drones go capture enemy ships and hold them still so you can shoot them. Okay, a lot of sci-fi books use swarm drones to attack enemy ships now. It's a kind of a thing. But having them like with tractor beams that hold them still, that's a nice twist on that. I like that. I should write that down and steal it for my sci-fi book that I'm not writing. I'm writing a mech book, but I haven't worked on it for like 2 years. Not since Effie fell. Played 3 matches. There's enough for the month for me. I'm going to go... Oh, man. I don't know. I'm going to go for Vitric Station. We got it. What do you know? My contractor guy, I told him we really need to shower. And so instead of finishing the grout so that I could seal the tile in the grout, because travertine needs to be sealed, or working on the electrical, which would be the next thing I'd really need. Nothing's hooked up wiring wise. He decided he would hook up the shower nozzles and stuff, and the faucet, the valve. And so he's standing there in front of it, and he starts trying to untwist.
Online.
there's a big plastic cap that covers up the barrel. This is a Moen faucet. It has a barrel that then cartridges, valve cartridges go into. They slide in one after another. There's 3 of them. It's pretty deep. And so you've got a hot and cold, and a temperature, flow temp controller, and then the amount that's coming out and stuff. Anyway, he's standing there. He starts to twist it, and he can't twist it off. And I said, "Don't you want to turn the water off before you take that off? Isn't it under pressure?" Because I know it is. And he's the one that plumbed it. He should know it is. And he said, "No, there is water in there, but it won't come out until I put the valve in." And I'm like, oh my gosh. I took a step backwards. And he finally got it to start unscrewing. And sure enough, he got about 5 turns on the pretty fine threads. And then it popped off and hit him in the gut and started spraying water all over him, totally drenched him, and all over the floor of the shower and the walls and part of the shower floor out in where the toilet is and stuff. I didn't get wet because I, stepped back, but it was like so dumb because it's like, you plumbed this thing. You should know that goes right in there.
Target acquired.
And I even warned you. It was so funny.
Target spotted.
So then he got frustrated, cussed a little bit, and then he decided that he was done for the day. And he'd only been there for like an hour. Then he went home. That was Monday. And he said we were missing. Well, he stayed there for a little bit, trying to figure out if he could get it in. But from the instructions, it says you're supposed to use an installation sleeve that you put the cartridges in, and it lines them up. Then you slide them, put that up against the opening of the barrel. Then it keeps them aligned as you slide them in. Okay, great. Well, it didn't have it. It wasn't there. And so, and I didn't have one of the fan switches, fan light combo switch that I wanted installed. And so he said, well, get those and let me know when you get those. And I'm like, why don't you do the grout? Why don't you do the grout? Why don't you do the rest of the electrical and just wait for that one fan light combo switch and have the wires ready to go in? You could get all the rest of it done, right? But he went home. He was frustrated, so he went home. And then he hasn't been back since. And when I told him that the stuff got here, except the adapter, the sleeve, the install sleeve, they didn't ship that. They shipped duplicate parts of the parts I already had and nothing for the install sleeve. And I spent $20 to get it here faster. And I spent a half hour on the phone with them making sure they knew what I wanted, pointing to their own documents saying, look, this thing, figure 4, I need that. And they didn't send it. And then I found a place like on Reddit that said something about they changed the design and you don't need the install sleeve anymore. But it doesn't say that in their actual instructions, right? So he may not even need it. I'm thinking he doesn't.
Target spotted.
And I'm thinking I should just install it. But I don't want to get water all over the place because I want the tile to get dry so I can seal it because it needs to be sealed. He doesn't think it needs to be sealed because I don't know why. I think he grew up helping his dad do tile, and his dad didn't really believe in it. He thought it was just something else that they tried to sell you,
Enemies are eliminated.
But sealer's gotten a lot better than it used to be, and it stops a lot of mold and discoloration from what it used to happen as much.
We're experiencing some losses. Don't get sloppy out there.
Fuel at
And it
25%.
recommends by the manufacturer that it gets sealed with a certain kind of sealer. So I'm going to do it. And if he doesn't want to do it, then I'll do it.
Target spotted.
He ought to just say, okay, I'll do it. Or he should say, well, that wasn't part of my bid, so I'll charge you for that. And I'll say, okay.
Spotted.
Totally happy with that.
Target acquired.
So hopefully he'll come tomorrow and work on the electrical. I just need him to do the electrical and the grout. And then I'm tempted to just take over the rest of it because it's a matter of the doors, staining and spraying the doors, which I'm not sure I trust him to do anyway. I mean, he probably would do great. That's right up his wheelhouse, right?
Thanks. We've lost half our force. We can't lose any more soldiers.
Right torso
The
critical
heavy
damage.
assault in C3.
Right arm critical
Where's
damage.
that? They out the
Left arm
station.
critical damage.
Target spotted.
Airstrike online.
Target spotted.
Come on, buddy. That Dreadnought's still alive. I don't like that. If I can clean this guy up, though, then I can get him from behind.
Need assistance.
Target destroyed.
We've almost got them all. Clean up the survivors. Need assistance.
Come on, come on, come on, come on. Go, 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 go. That's 3. Thanks for the help on that guy. I know you did
Target
all the work.
spotted.
I want the glory.
Fuel
Oh no.
at
Oh no. Come on.
25%. Fuel at 0%.
That didn't work.
Hold on, everyone.
Command to ground forces.
Great work, guys. Thanks for the drop.
Detecting no more hostiles.
GG.
Good job, soldiers.
I'm alive. A rare occurrence. Well, it's interesting because his plumbing experience, it's interesting to me. So I did all my plumbing in PEX A, which is what professional plumbers use, and it has advantages over PEX B. PEX B is the consumer grade that you can buy at Home Depot. He buys all his stuff at Home Depot. You can buy PEX A at Home Depot now, but because he knows PEX B, he uses it. And he wanted to do all my stuff in PEX B. My whole house is PEX A. And I don't want to have a mix match of plumbing attachments in case I have to repair something ever. More importantly, PEX A fittings don't reduce the internal diameter of the pipe. Hardly at all. It's almost negligible. So when you put a PEX B fitting on, those are the crimp ones, and PEX A is the expansion ones. Like you expand it, and then you put the fitting in, and then it shrinks down because it has molecular shape memory, and so it shrinks down around the barbs of the fitting and holds by memory, material memory. PEX B, you have to put a metal crimp ring and crimp it, which holds it on, which means that it always wants to expand anyway. If the crimp ring fails, it wants to expand. If it freezes with water in it, that can expand the crimp ring, and then when it thaws out, it can leak. PEX A, if it expands and it freezes, as it thaws, it still crimps back down on itself. So it's advantageous that way. PEX B also, a lot of their fittings are right angle fittings, and you can, I think you can kink the pipe easier. So people end up using 90-degree elbows everywhere instead of a sweep turn. And a sweep turn provides less turbulence, less resistance. You get better flow through your pipe. And then most importantly, perhaps though, is that every PEX B fitting reduces the diameter, the interior diameter of your pipe by 20 to 30%, depending on which fitting it is. So his thinking on that is, because somebody told him this, and I guess he believed him, is that pressure is pressure. It doesn't really matter if you restrict it. To which I say that's exactly true until you open up the end of the pipe and start letting the pressure out. And then flow is vital in order to keep pressure at the end of the pipe, because flow will slow down your delivery of water. And the more you restrict it, or the longer you go, or the more elbows you have, the more resistance there'll be in the pipe and turbulence, and the less water will come out the end of that line at the same pressure in either case. So, and he doesn't believe it. And I don't know how to convince him, but it's absolutely true. And I don't want to restrict my flow, because every time you turn on cold water or hot water and you're running a shower, it's going to make a bigger difference with PEX B than it does with PEX A. Noticeably bigger difference. So I said, no, we're going to do PEX A. It's my house. I don't want mixed fittings. And I just told him that's how it's going to have to be. He said, well, I don't have the tool for that. I said, I have the tool for that, and I'll show you how to use it. So I taught him how to use it. He ignored me because he thought he didn't have to do the thing. You have to twist it as you go. You have to expand it, rotate it 15 degrees, expand it, rotate it 15 degrees, and put it in further and expand it. Then you take it out, put the fitting in, and it's already got a collar on it and stuff. And if you don't rotate it, then you get, it has little fingers that get further and further apart. So you get these little ridges. And then it will eventually collapse down and seal up, but it won't do it nearly as quickly. And so you'll basically have a fitting that you can't, instead of being able to use in 15, 20 seconds, you have to wait hours or it'll leak until it crimps all the way down. But he didn't really think that was necessary. And so he had to redo one fitting 4 times because he didn't do it right. And I just it's like, okay, you knock yourself out. And I get it, it's a different system than what he's used to. So I don't expect him to, say, oh boy, I can hardly wait to learn this or do this, when he thinks he can do the other system faster and I'm making him take longer. But I'm not making him take longer. He's ignoring the technique that he was shown to be able to do it just as fast or faster. So it's like, oh, whatever. I feel for the guy. He's a good guy. So I'm kind of raking on him because of the few things he does that aren't very good. But generally he does good work and stuff. My only real complaint is he's super slow, and he gets frustrated and takes it out on the people around him, kind of. Not directly, but he's just like a little hothead. And so he starts, going off, and it's like, I don't want to be around him. And so my wife doesn't, and that's the dumb thing. Jennifer doesn't want to be around him when he's here. She's gotten afraid that he'll lose it at any moment and start, talking angrily to people and stuff. And she didn't want to, we don't have that in our house, so she doesn't like it. And I get that. She's gone 42 years of marriage and never had anybody yell at her. So she didn't want some guy coming in that we're paying and have him, and he doesn't really yell, but he gets, the louder and more intense and frustrated voice. And I actually talked to him about it a couple of weeks ago and said, I'm not going to argue with about it. It's not worth, you can get it. It's pointless to get all angry about it, about something else. And he said, I'm not angry. And I said, well, you sure sound angry. He said, no, I'm just frustrated. I'm not angry at you or anybody else. I'm just frustrated. I said, well, okay, well, that's good to know, because it sure sounds like anger. And so I appreciate knowing that there's a different motive there. But Jennifer still hears the tone and knows that it doesn't matter for her. She doesn't want to hear it. She just goes upstairs when he's here, which is not good. It's, because it's taken, we're coming up on, we're 4.5 months in now. It's not done yet. That's the main thing. It's like, why are you taking so long? Because he only works half days, if that. Then this last week, he hasn't come in. He was here for, I think, 2 hours on Monday, and then not since. And I don't know if he's coming tomorrow. And he's been really good at communicating up until this week. Really good. Like, he's always let me know when he can't come, or if he's going to be late or something like that. So that this was out of character. I know his van, the engine blew up, so he's trying to probably get his van engine in while he's waiting for parts for my project. But he could have gotten most everything else done on my project. He'd still have to do the doors and the trim. He's supposed to do the doors and the trim. I don't know if he's going to still do it. He was supposed to do, I don't know. So Jennifer and I were talking about it for a while tonight, trying to decide, well, do I tell him after he gets, I'd like him to get the grout done. I don't want to do all the grout. I'd like to have him do that. And he's good at doing that. And then just say, okay, I think we're done. We'll pay you what you asked for. Some of it was more than you expected, so we'll pay you for the whole amount, even though you're not having to do everything now. And I'll just finish it up because we got to get it done. And I can work 8 hours a day on it. You don't seem to be able to do that. So that's an option. We might go down that road. I don't know. If he's watching my stream, he's probably putting his hands in his head like, really? Oh, man, why is he talking about me on my stream? Because no one's on my stream listening, and so you're safe. Don't worry. And in all the complaining I'm doing, I'm really just trying to fill time. And I like the guy. I really like him. He's a good guy, and he does really good work. I'm a perfectionist, so I set a unreasonably high standard for most people to meet when it comes to craftsmanship and skill sets and stuff. And I would say he's better than most by a whole leap. Oh. And I would recommend him gladly to people, except for the little frustration parts. And as long as they know it can't be in a super hurry. Oh my gosh, Stalker, you are so right. Ha! Of course, I don't know if you can see the Stalker said, that explains why Swarmy is still under your house. He hasn't gotten it perfect yet. It's totally why. I keep telling him anytime, Swarmy, you want to come out of there, just do it right. That's all I'm asking. It's not like I'm asking for something that, is unreasonable. It's still 164th of an inch off. Redo it till you get it right, then you can come out. That's so true. When I had a guy, when I was adding 2,700 square feet to my 850, 13 by then, I'd turned the old garage into a family 1,300 square foot house. I had a guy help me, and he was not a perfectionist, but he was a great framer and great plumber. And he did well with wiring too. So that kind of stuff he was really good at, and he's fast. So he could put a wall I'd tell him where I want the wall and how I want it, where I want the door, blah, blah, blah. I'd say, it's got to be here because I've got a bathtub and a toilet that have to go here, and the bathtub's big and it needs this much room. I'd come back an hour and a half later and you have the wall. It's a big wall. It's like 14 feet up, and that's probably 10, 12 feet long and at multiple angles, right? And so I come back and it's done, and it's 3 inches too close to the tub. And I say, it's 3 inches too close to the tub. He said, well, that won't matter. You can just make it narrower between the toilet. I said, no, I can't, because it won't pass code. You got to move the wall, tear it out. So he'd have it torn out and put back in again. He wouldn't have to destroy the whole thing. We'd have it torn out and put back in the right place in about 30, 40 minutes, right? So maybe 2 hours for the whole make the wall twice thing. And it would have taken me 4 or 5 hours to make the dumb wall. So I would measure everything to the nearest 128th of an inch and make sure everything's like just super perfect. And he's like, I'll just make it. If it's wrong, I'll fix it. So just 2 different ways of doing things. And I learned right away I could let him do any of that rough kind of work, and he'd do great, even if he had to tear it out. And he was only charging me $10 an hour because he just wanted to help me work on the project. So bless his heart, he put up with me and worked for cheap. And this was 25 years ago, so that was slightly above minimum wage. I think minimum wage then was like 7, or 6. So I wasn't paying him a lot, and he knew I couldn't afford to. So he was a willing participant in his own abuse. And but I had him do some finish trim around the doors, and he didn't have a long enough piece. You know, you've got the crown on top. There's a cross piece. And there's a rib of accent, and a rib of accent, and then the crown piece, and then your two side pieces go up into that. So that wide piece of trim on the top that is surrounded by the trim and the bead and the crown. I don't remember what it's called. He didn't have a long enough piece. So what he did is he took two shorter pieces and he spliced them together. So there's a big line in the piece that goes across the door. And thank goodness it's in a dark area, right, going into the master bedroom where you never look. You would never look up and see it. But of course I saw it. It was the first thing I saw. It's like, Roger, what did you do? So well, you didn't have a piece long enough. So I put one together. It's like, no, you don't do that if you're painting it, maybe. This is all stained and sprayed, and, you know, it's all beautiful, natural, old growth, tight grain Doug fir with this horizontal cut right through the wood. It's like, come on. And I left it. It's still there today. It's kind of like one of those memories of him. But I didn't let him do any more. And it was dark enough that, you know, you kind of had to look for it. But, oh, golly.
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
Well, that took a long time.
Eliminate all enemies.
You
No
gotta,
matter the cost.
excuse me, get it wrong. Gosh, it's almost midnight. What's the deal? Poor Swarmy Stalker. I'm worried about him now that I hadn't thought about whether or not I should drop food down there lately. Maybe he's hungry. He said he had a tunnel to the neighbor's house, so he said he could get out. But I don't know. I don't know where he's been either. He must be working. I should probably check in on him. He lives here in town. He's a friend of ours. Or their family's friends of my family. Him and his brother. They're really good people, good family. I think he was 16 when he was under there, and his mom didn't want him going under there anymore because there were spiders and stuff. She was worried about dead carcasses.
Online.
She was worried about dead carcasses and diseases or something. I don't know, some unreasonable thing like that. I feel like that's part of growing up and working, you know, learning to do jobs that you hate to do, just so you know what things you don't want to do all your life. And you get skills that you can take care of your own problems, so you don't have to pay somebody to go underneath there for $150 an hour, which is what a company would charge you, versus $75 an hour or whatever. All right, I don't think I want to be here. I'm in a bad spot. We're going to move. Yep, we're going to move.
Affirmative.
I got 3 kills that last drop. I didn't even look and see what my damage was. Corsair, are you still there? Corsair, you must be gone.
I went somewhere else.
Okay.
More exciting.
Oh my gosh, was I that boring? Don't answer the question.
Just still playing this game, so. Stream quiet, listening
I can't hear you now. There's explosions. People are trying to kill me.
to. Yeah, it's late.
What?
Nothing.
I need to turn you up, I guess. Is that my mech smoking? No, it's that little mech there. Oh, there's a big mech coming around the corner there. Don't want him to shoot me, that's for sure.
Target spotted.
Target acquired.
Spitfire. Ouch. Somebody's shooting me from somewhere.
Airstrike.
Target
online.
spotted.
Over there. Okay, I've taken
Target
enough
spotted.
punishment. I want to dish it out, so I'm going to come over here maybe.
Watch your friendly fire, please.
That's the only thing I'm really good at.
Target spotted. spotted.
Come on, Spitfire. Come on up a little higher there, buddy.
Target spotted.
They're pushing to the left side. G8 F8. They're trying to rotate.
Warning, incoming missile.
Target spotted.
That Spitfire can die. Don't chase it though. Just tag him.
That was fun.
Yeah, farming.
Target destroyed.
Gamma 8. No, I died because of a couple of disconnects, but thank you for the
Yeah.
Airstrike
No, I know that.
online.
But they went over there because of me.
down.
enemy
It's a video game.
They were initially like G7.
Watch your fucking friendly fire, dude. I'm taking more damage from allies than enemies. Jesus.
That's what I'm here for.
Good luck.
Yeah, they were all G7 and stuff, and they just went over because they saw me alone. Like, oh yeah.
That's okay. I still love you.
We're still alive, most of us.
Good.
Speak
good.
for yourself.
Yeah, I'm not going to be alive much longer. 1 or 2 more hits.
We can't take these pot shots against them because they have plasma CC hammer, and they got that jump jetting assault. So kind of
Yeah, we need to hit them more.
need to be brave. But everyone's now.
They're pushing on the left. Pushing hard on the left. Watch your left flank, guys. It's all over but the shouting now. They're going to push right through us, I'm afraid.
I told you would do that for too.
I was going to...
like a bracket farmer right there.
I was going to really take care of everything, and somehow something happened.
And there's
My
a
plan
lot
was...
of people you could be targeting right there.
My plan was to
We
win
lost
for you
half our
guys.
force. We can't lose any more
New
soldiers.
target acquired.
Target spotted.
I would get the one that's in the open. Not that one.
New target acquired.
We're taking critical losses. We need you to
Kind of
pull
like this bad decision going on.
Left arm critical damage. Left torso destroyed. Left arm destroyed. Right torso critical damage. Right leg critical damage. Machine gun destroyed. Ultra autocannon destroyed.
Ow. Hey, how come my camera stopped working? What happened? Oh, it's looking off somewhere else. Oh my gosh. I got up to turn the light on and look what happened.
Warning, incoming missile. Center torso critical.
Okay. Well, at least it's almost over.
Yeah, they have to play the
Shouting
fun
at
game of find the flea, stealthily, so it's gonna be a long game.
New target
Target
acquired.
spotted.
You're preying on their paying attention, and from what I just saw from that roughneck, I'm not totally sure. Now they saw him.
Warning, incoming missile.
Destroyed.
Warning, incoming missile.
Rip, no stealth room.
Thanks for the drop, guys.
Control the surface. Can anyone read?
Okay, let's see.
Also, I just noticed a lot of people running dog. When I was scanning through people, they were running dog shit builds.
I liked you better when you had Down syndrome.
Wow. I didn't do great on that one. Anyway, 245. Me. They were tough matches, rough matches. Did like 107 damage due to the technical issues on the first half of the mech. So got caught in a bad spot. Decent second game with 475 damage, then 0 damage in the third match because I hit a solid 2k ping. 2k ping 2 minutes into the match. Wow. Just because he plumbed, yeah. So okay, I missed that paragraph 4. Sorry about that. All right, I'm going to do one more, and then I'm going to call it quits. Quick play. Well, if he's sleeping good, I should probably... A lot of times I'll read for a while to go to sleep. Maybe I can go to sleep without reading this time. Maybe. Or just read a little bit to trick my mind into thinking it should go to sleep fast.
I read just about every night before I go to sleep.
I try. I usually do, but I haven't lately. Sometimes I'm tired enough that I know I don't need to. And I like reading before I go to sleep. MechWarrior. I really like Crimson Strait. It's one of my favorite maps.
So weird.
I had a accountant come over today to help me kind of reevaluate how I've got my business Quicken home business stuff set up. I used to use QuickBooks, but it's just too much for the amount of stuff I do. And she hadn't used it ever before, and she didn't think you could do anything with it. And it's like, it's actually a pretty nice little program. But anyway, I'd open up my file, which has like 15 years of history and 7 different accounts, and it would just open it, and then boom, it'd be open. And she'd say, wow, that's really fast.
Reactor
I said,
online.
I have a pretty fast machine.
Sensors online. Weapons
she kept being
online.
surprised how fast it would open and close the dumb thing.
All systems nominal.
This is command. Eliminate all enemies, no matter the
Yeah, can you
cost.
imagine how amazed we would be if drops happened really fast?
Oh my gosh, yeah. That'd be great.
Fuel at 25%. Fuel at
Know what to do with
0%.
ourselves.
We'd probably just be shocked that we were in and not realize where we were supposed to be.
Right.
You're running on, Dark.
It's Crimson the Eye. I wasn't on last night, but I was on the night before. And I think I was on the night before that too. And I've been on quite a bit in the last
I
month.
don't think I've seen you at all.
Yeah, I've been on quite a bit for the last month, but not every night.
Pretty sure Hellbringer was searching for you.
Hellbringer's been on a
maybe
lot,
the
yeah.
timing- Yeah. Probably you weren't on the right timing, I guess.
I've been on with him quite a bit too, actually.
Online.
Is it?
I've been on usually pretty late, and I've started to get on a little earlier, although this night did not happen. I actually got on at 9:30 the other night, my time, which is an hour or so earlier than I usually do. So that's what I used to be able to do.
Target spotted.
But I'm just so behind on everything, I don't always get a chance to do that.
I can explain. I was kind of taking afternoon nap on the recent time.
Well, I'm usually taking care of Effie, and by the time I get her into bed and stuff, it can be very between. Then I got to come up and reset my machine and close down stuff and save stuff, and it's just.
Target spotted.
So usually there's stuff that I had open that I needed to finish. Like tonight, I told Corsair I had to track down a bunch of license codes and request custom. I need a download of a
Online.
VST program that I have. I had to write a letter, find all my license keys, and tell them here's my invoice when I bought the software, and I can't get it on my account because it says I don't own anything, and blah blah blah. So there goes a half hour before I can start. And almost every night there's stuff like that I'm partway through that I didn't get to finish for it. Jennifer needed me, so I have to kind of try to finish one thing. I'm happy if I get 1 or 2 things done in a day, and beyond that, it's just everything's hopeless. Corsair knows what I'm talking about. It's like you're basically a slave to whatever the other person needs, not to any of your important things you think you need to do.
Airstrike online. Target acquired.
Oh,
Golf,
believe
golf,
me,
golf.
Dar,
You get
I
kinda
totally
used to
understand
doing
your
that.
pain. Why do you think I've still been in a poor state for almost 2 years?
Heat level critical.
Target spotted.
No one else willing to take care of my dad, and I had to be the one responsible to bring them to the
Target
hospital
spotted.
every
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Every single time.
Target acquired.
No one else will go. Only me. And it has to be me.
And why won't
say,
anybody
"Oh,
go? Why don't they go?
But no, they all say they're busy on their own. I say, yeah, look, you're jobless, so you're free. I'll pay you. You go. You know.
New target acquired.
Every time. That's what been happening for the past 2 years.
Yeah, that's too bad. They should help their
25%
family.
of the enemies are eliminated. Target spotted.
Yep.
Target spotted.
New target acquired.
We're experiencing some losses. Don't get sloppy out there. Target spotted.
Warning, incoming missile.
Target spotted.
New target acquired. Airstrike online.
I mean, I understand that, yes, given
Target
my
spotted.
situation, I am in deep freeze
Target
most of the
spotted.
time. But that doesn't mean I don't want to spend my own time to do something else that is productive.
Right, right.
Airstrike online.
But
Target
yeah,
spotted.
I guess
Warning,
everyone just, turn an
incoming
eye over. Just let me hang in there.
We've lost target spotted. We can't lose
But
any
yeah,
more
I
soldiers.
totally understand your pain.
The
Target
enemies are
destroyed.
And why can't I get this
Keep
guy?
pushing.
Can't
Target
find him.
spotted.
Just the laser fire kind of bends over,
Target spotted.
dodge it, you know.
Catapult knocking.
Target acquired. Center torso.
Oh, man.
Critical damage.
Ouch.
Torso
Well, they got me, that's for sure. I did 546 damage, that's okay. Caused a little bit of pain. 7-7. Tight match.
Affirmative. Target spotted.
Oh no, we got it. No name is disconnected. Bummer. He's a
Target
good pilot.
spotted.
My car is on cover.
Target spotted.
activated. Right leg.
You're cutting in and out, Crimson, so I can't really tell what you're saying.
Need
Critical
assistance.
da-
We've taken critical losses. We need you to
Oh,
pull through.
my car is like hot oven.
Oh, is it hot there? Are you in summer time there?
No, the weather has been not
Just-
dark. We are supposed to have rain coming soon because
Heat sink destroyed.
to be
It's
the
been-
end of the.
It's been real mild here, like in the 60s.
It's 96 here
I
today.
know
Oh my gosh.
the fact that now in US you guys have like tornado going on, right? The
Well,
rampaging.
it depends on what state you're in. We don't have any tornadoes here.
Okay.
I think we had one tornado here in Oregon, and everybody's like, "Look, we had a tornado." And it's like really shocking, and it didn't last long, and I don't think it hurt anything. But that's rare. I don't remember any other time we've had a tornado in Oregon ever. And I'm
Well,
65.
I got news for you. There's a prediction coming around June or July. Here we have some serious earthquake happening on Taiwan or Japan, which I hope it doesn't happen, but it seems eventually it will. And when that happens, some serious tsunami is gonna rise. So it might hit the end of the.
Why are you expecting a tsunami? You're expecting an earthquake somewhere?
Control the surface. Can
Yeah.
anyone read?
Okay.
Serious
We've got a
earthquake,
volcano, underwater volcano
right
off
offshore.
off our shore, right offshore, as in 200 miles away. And it's so deep, it's not going to cause any trouble at all if it erupts. So, doesn't matter.
The thing is, the one in Japan or the Taiwan is gonna erupt,
Yeah.
and they say it could be over 8 magnitude. which we all hope and pray.
Oh,
that we
8's
can
pretty
have.
strong. Yeah.
So 8 is a minimum.
But how
they
close
kind of
to land is it? Is it on land?
No, it's gonna be happen right next to them. So Japan
Okay,
and
so you could get some
could be-
tsunamis or earthquake results too, both.
I mean, directly on Taiwan and Japan, they're gonna get an instant earthquake. What comes after map could be tsunami going all over the place. So
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
West Coast is gonna get hit. So you guys have to
Wow.
watch out.
And do they think it's going to happen this year, or just there's a chance?
This year, June or July.
Wow.
There might be a chance happening on New Zealand too. So just kind of watch out.
Yeah. I have to say goodnight. So everybody watching the stream, thanks so much for hanging out, chatting, listening to me ramble about things that are totally unimportant to your life.
No, the earthquake is important, Dark.
What's that?
The earthquake is
The
important.
earthquake is
No,
important.
I was rambling about things that were totally unimportant. You're talking about something that actually matters. I was talking about my contractor or, dumb things like that.
Did you bury him, Dark? Did you use it as a foundation?
I'm thinking about sending them down underneath there to find Swarmy and then just closing it all up. Jennifer would probably like that idea.
Call Slowly to help, say, hey, I'm sending some.
Yeah, I should call Swarmy and let him know. I hope that you survive because I'd prefer to have you down there than him. And a dumb thing, I really like the guy. It's like Jennifer said, we're never going to hire another person to work on our house. And I'm like, I don't want to do everything on our house, but I'm the guy. Okay. Everybody, thanks so much for hanging out. This has been Ghostlands, your favorite place to waste the most important moments of your life with me, your host and guide, Dark Marauder. And the disappointment level was high tonight, so I hope that you can recover in time for next time. Until then, be good to each other, take care of each other, and be sure to shoot each other's designated targets. Good night, everybody. Thanks, Corsair, for hanging out. Good to see you. And you too, Crimson Eye, Magic 8-Ball, Stalker, Dictator Kodo, whoever else is lurking in the shadows. Thanks for coming. Good night, everybody. It's time to roll the outro. Ooh, there it goes. He hit the right button for a change. It's so powerful. I got the mirror ball working too, so next time I go underneath in the basement, I can play the disco music.
What, you're gonna do a person up in the basement?
On satellite uplink, if you go in the basement and have a battle, I play disco music with a mirror ball and flashing lights and stuff. It's epic.
Yeah,
I'm all about all show and no go. Good night, guys.
Good night.
Good night.